Alright guys, in this video you're going to see a shootout. This is the cold side of the testing. Which one in a cold environment is so volatile the way that it is? It starts eating the carbon and sludge buildup off of this right now. Stay tuned. I can't wait to show you guys this series, cold versus hot, and which one actually is the most potent and actually works like it says it's going to work. Now these were two special requests for months now, and I had to knock this out, and let's take care of it now before people really want this stuff and end up getting upset. Let's roll. Have you ever seen anybody run an additive cold? We know additives, flushes and stuff like that work when the engine's warm, but have you ever seen an additive actually work in a cold state? I'm sure somewhat you could, but have you ever seen the additive truly eat away at carbon, soot and junk buildup to the point where you can noticeably see something in a cold state, and you know for sure that warming that engine up or adding that additive to a warm engine is going to create that catalyst, that robustness behind it actually functioning like it's supposed to? I thought for a long time whether or not people would be interested in seeing if these chemicals that we're supposed to use with a running warm operating engine would actually function in a cold room temperature type environment. Well, I have a severely sludged up 3.5 liter EcoBoost engine here, and I pulled the VCT solenoids out of it and I scraped as much carbon as I could off of one of the solenoid towers to show you guys what cold products do. And the two cold products that I have selected is BG's EPR. It's an acidic base, a very, very, very acidic base. You almost burn your eyes trying to smell it. And then STP's new synthetic engine flush that actually has more of a chemical type ammonia smell. I've never smelt STP with a engine flush so strong, and a lot of people have seen it recently, and it's a newer product and they swear by it. So they said, why don't you grab some stuff and do a review for us? Well, we're going to do two reviews. We're going to do one in a cold state and we're going to do one in a warm state, and we're going to start testing these things out a little bit different, raw, something that you probably haven't seen before. That is off of a 2014 F-150 3.5 liter EcoBoost. I pulled the VCT solenoids out of it. What I did was I scraped off as much of the raw carbon, leaving as much behind as I could, because maybe we will use this for another test in the future with what's on here to see what cleaning products work, like motor flush. That is nothing, the red bottles that they have at like Walmart, over by the motor oil and stuff like that. It's just called motor flush. It's kerosene and diesel, and a lot of people swear by kerosene and diesel, but you got to have it in a hot engine. It's got to be this, it's got to be that. And you know what? I don't find it actually works like everybody claims it works, but it does somewhat work. Over here I have some trials going on. I have evenly mixed motor oil with EPR in this one. I have evenly mixed motor oil and engine flush in this one, and this is the STP engine flush here. This one is going to be darker because this is already an oil-based product, where the motor flush or the EPR is a very light clear product. So this is naturally going to be, this here is raw, and I mean raw. You cannot put the stuff on your skin or it will burn the hell out of you. EPR. There's like nothing left of the sludge other than small little tidbits and pieces. It is literally eating the sludge and varnish that's inside this container. This is the STP engine flush. It's working slightly, but not so much. I mean, it's not an acid base like the EPR is. The EPR will literally eat through your skin if you're not careful. When the BG guy comes and shows up, he takes a rag and he puts it out in front of his body, and he has me hold the rag while he takes the EPR and pours it across the rag, and it literally starts eating away the material of the rag until there's a hole left in the rag. Now BG, when I talk, people thought, oh, that's just another snake oil product, but this is coming from guys that don't work in the field. They don't run shops, they don't do mechanical repairs, they don't work in the dealership environment and stuff like I do. And they would swear you were lying and you were another snake oil salesman, etc., etc., etc. Well, you know how those foolish guys sound. The guys that have, I've been alive 60 years, you can't convince me. I've been this 50 years, you can't convince me. No, there's probably a lot of knowledge to gain from those guys, but some of those guys are typically the biggest jokers out there. They just have set their mind against something and they have no open mind anymore, and it's their way or the highway. Well, they can take the highway. It's going to be my way, because I'm going to show you exactly how these product works while you walk with me through my life in the dealership, and we do this together. No jokes, no hiding stuff, just raw, straight, right from a master technician's mouth. The real deal, EPR, BG. You can find it on Amazon. You run this with MOA as well. And this stuff legitimately works. This stuff is the best stuff I've ever touched on the market. It is dangerous stuff. So, straight, you can see what it's doing here. I mean, it's literally dissolving whatever's in here. You know, every 30 minutes I give it a little shake, like kind of like it's in an engine. I'll come over here and I'll grab the STP stuff and give it a little shake. I've noticed the chunks get a little bit smaller, but this stuff, maybe it's heat activated. Maybe it needs more heat, where this stuff here is raw. It's doing this when it's cold. Can you imagine what it's going to do when it's hot? I'm talking about when this stuff is hot in an engine, it melts the stuff from inside your valve train and comes out like black sludge when it comes out. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. If you're doubting me, go look in my library and look at the BG cleaning service on another 3.5 liter EcoBoost that was severely sludged up. These people like never changed the oil in this thing and then just traded it. Well, we ran the $300 industrial strength system engine dynamic kit. You would be amazed at what it was pulling out of that motor. This is the initial phase of the cold stuff. Next, we're going to do the warm stuff. Y'all be blessed. I hope maybe you've learned something from here. You've got some insight from this. We're going to come back tomorrow night at this time. I'm going to shoot some pictures up on the community channel, and I'm going to give you my honest review on cold, what they've done, versus warm, what they've done. There'll be a follow-up video. Thank you, guys.